right, yeah, you saw the thumbnail, so this is actually a big deal, and this is not clickbait. Huh? We have a huge update right now. Well, this is kind of I'm a little late, but this is still a big update, all right? So, first off, there was an event. I am sorry for not talking about the event or anything.
I was playing.
But if you participated in it, you might have noticed that you didn't really get the sets, like the full sets of whatever thing you were getting. That's because like in that event, they encouraged us to trade with each other so that you got the full sets. All right, next, we do have some big updates. Most of the stuff I'm gonna talk about in another video, but the main two, I guess, I'm gonna talk about today. If you go into your box, or if you have any shiny pets, I have like a couple shiny pets. I have this one right here. Your shiny pets look different now.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So when you're in your box, they're gonna have this sparkle effect on them. Whatever color your shiny pet is, whether it's yellow, blue, rainbow, silver, that's what color the sparkles are gonna be behind it. It's really good effect for when you can't find, you know, your shinies, or you didn't know you even had a shiny maybe, or maybe somebody gave you something, or you just created a pet and you didn't notice. So this will help you spot it out a lot faster. And I also like it because it's kind of like a way to like show off your shinies, because there's so many times where I'm looking through people's pets and I don't notice that it's shiny unless I really, really pay attention in the box, or I go and I look at the pet. All right, so when it comes to the next big update, and we're just gonna read it for as it says. There's also been an update to trading so that pets cannot be traded to players blocked by their creator. This is to prevent players from getting around blocks by asking a friend to buy pets for them. New accessibility features also available in your settings menu so that you can toggle on and off shinies and dirt particles. And that's another big thing too. So like when your pet is dirty from being outside in the backyard or out in adventure mode, remember that was like a thing after you play out here for a little while and you go inside, your pet gets all dirty and then you got to get the brush and you got to comb it. And, well, that no longer has to be a thing. All right, so the next big one, you guys probably, as we were reading, is if you were blocked by let's say I block you, all right? If I block you, according to the new rule, you can no longer get any pets that I created. And that doesn't matter if a friend goes and trades it to you. If somebody tries to, let's say if I blocked you and somebody gets a pet from me and they try to give it to you, there's gonna be a warning on your, kind of like when it says that this pet is, you can't trade it for a certain amount of gems. It's kind of like one of those types. If somebody blocked you, you can't get that pet no more. You can't get that pet. And honestly, like, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing, right? For some people, it's a great thing. For example, a lot of popular creators, right? I can understand a lot of reasons for the popular creators to not, to love this rule and not want people to have their pets. For one big example is like scalpers. Like I've seen EU on one of their ping lists, they said,
"Dear Mario, please come to the castle."
Don't resell pets at like extreme prices unless they're special edition. But if they're normal ones of their series, like the Paralogs, don't go selling them for outrageous prices. If you do, or if you get caught doing it, you'll get blocked. And I thought that was pretty cool, like they're trying to at least keep the scalpers away. So I could totally see that reason. Or let's just say there's just somebody that's just really nasty in the community that you don't like, or was really mean to you, or you just really don't want any association with this person and you don't even want them touching your stuff. Hey, whatever, I can understand that. And honestly, I only see this rule being for the pet series. Because like if I have a Lottogon and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm done with this Lottogon, I don't want a Lottogon, and I trade it off, why should the people I block not have access to that pet? Like there's no reason for that to be that stuck up, or to be that what's the word?
Petty.
I forget the word, but it only really relates to if you have a pet series. that you don't want certain people to access. A lot of people were suggesting that this was just a little too extreme. We should have like a toggle, and that the toggle button, so that this way for some people can still, you know, let people have their pets. Honestly, this whole thing is extreme to me. Like really, really, truly extreme. And what's really crazy is like right before this update, like days before this update happened, I was just saying to myself, I was just thinking in my head, you know, one thing I just love about this game, like I really love about this game, is you can create your own sense of community. Because if you block people, you're no longer, you don't see them in your post no more, they're gone, right? And you know what the cool thing is like, even if, let's say I block somebody, they block me, both of us are just like not in each other's game at all. But the pet, let's say they had a pet, like a drag wolf, and I'm a drag wolf collector, right? And so let's say now I'm out there just buying drag wolves, and this person so happens to have a drag wolf that was created by that person. But when I go to buy it, I can't get it now because they blocked me. See, you were able to get it before. To me, that was always a cool part of the game, is it didn't affect the gameplay, if that makes sense. I could still get all the drag wolves I wanted, let's say, even if that creator of that drag wolf was somebody that we just had issues with, we blocked each other, whatever the case was, right? That's whatever. That's like irrelevant to the drag wolf itself, the pet, right? I just want to collect the pet. But now, if that person who created it doesn't even own it no more, okay? They're done with it. But now I cannot own that drag wolf, you know? And we just had a recent update that was telling us if you trade your pet out now, you can no longer tell those people, oh, if I trade you my pet, you can't do this, or you can't sell it, or you can't right? Like basically put stipulations on it. And a lot of people used to do that. If you trade over a pet, it's their pet now. They could do whatever they want with it. If they want to sell it, I mean, of course, it's still within the in-game rules. Like when you put a pet in the shop and it says, can they sell it or can they trade it for however many gems, you know, the same amount of gems or what. So you still got to follow those rules, but you can't go making up your own rules when you trade the pet. If it's theirs, it's theirs. You gave it up. You're done with it. Okay, if that's the case, well, this new rule about, oh, but if I ban you, now you can't have my pet. Isn't that kind of contradicting each other? It's kind of like contradicting, because if I gave up the pet, I could understand, I don't know, if I gave up the pet, right? Even if I created it, but if I gave it up, I'm done with the pet. I don't want it no more. Or I wanted to trade it for something else. You know, it's because these pets, let's be real, they're also like pieces of money. They're like collateral, you know? I see people use the popular pets, not because they love them, not because they support the creator, not because they think they're beautiful, not because of any of that. They literally use them as money. Whether it's the rescalpers, they catch it in the restock, right? And then when they'll catch, like, let's say EU puts a Paraluck in the restock for 13, 20 gems, right? Something cheap. It's a popular pet and you have something nice. It's pretty, right? But some people go, they buy it for cheap, and then they go and sell it for a lot more, like hundreds more. If you don't know, hundreds more. And for some, even thousands. And so some people are using these pets just for money, you know what I mean? If you gave up the pet, you're done with it though. So I feel like those rules are kind of contradicting each other. Now, I agree with the toggle button. I do. But here's how the toggle button ended up being. So if we go to our settings, so if you come to if you don't know how to get to your settings, like your little profile picture over here in your corner of your house or your room, click that, click the little gear in your settings, right? Now, click the misc that's right here. And now, like I said, we have all these new options. Pets can get dirty, show shiny effects, and users I block may not trade for my pets. Now, for the record, when this was not here first, I guess this was implemented after, right? Like you guys saw in the Discord, people were saying they should add a toggle. We should add a toggle. So this was added after. Mind you, when somebody had told me, a friend of mine in the game had told me, oh, guess what? They added the toggle. And I was like, all excited, kind of. I was like, all right, let's go see what this is about, right? because this whole update bothered me. It bothered me so much. It almost ruined the game for me a little bit. Like I said, that was one thing in the game where I'm like, that was one thing I would never, ever, ever do. Like, I would never, ever think, oh, if I block this person, they can never have my pets. Like, I don't know. To me, that just seems a little extreme. So when they first implemented the toggle, this users I block may not trade for my pets, when I came to come and check it out and see what it looked like, it was already checked. It was already checked, you guys. So that means if I didn't come over to this settings myself and uncheck it, then what was the point in putting the toggle in the first place? Like, you guys, you see what I'm saying? They put this toggle, but they put it in a way where it was like, they didn't tell very many people. They didn't post an update. Maybe they will, but it's been quite some time now. But they didn't give us an update saying like, oh, okay, there's a toggle button, and you have to go into the game and turn that off. And I feel like that should be a setting that you should have to turn on. See, to me, this doesn't really change anything. Cause like, for example, one of the most popular creators, Krobers, I think their name is, Krobers, something like that. They have me blocked. And I don't know why. Maybe something happened when I was new to the game and I didn't understand all the stuff going on or whatever. And maybe I offended them or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I offended one of their friends. Maybe I blocked one of their friends, because there are some people in the game that I have blocked myself. I'm gonna let you guys know right now, if you're rude, and not just rude, because I can understand when somebody can come off as rude, because I can come off as rude. But if you are in a sense like rude, disrespectful, mean, or like you think you're better than people, or you put people down in a way, even if you do it in a joking manner, even if it's a joke, I'm not about that. Like, that to me, I don't need that negativity in my life, okay? I was bullied when I was growing up younger. I've dealt with a lot growing up in my life, you know what I mean? Even to this day, because I have autism. Yeah, I might be high functioning or whatever, but I still deal with some stuff, you know, a lot of social stuff. And so I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. So when I come to Pixel Petz, I will block people if they have any type of entitlement or any type of just in a mean way, when they push it too far. Don't get me wrong. I try to be understanding in certain ways. So maybe I blocked one of Krober's friends. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I am blocked. I don't want to send any hate to anybody at all. You know, not even Krober's or whatever. I don't have no problem with Krober's. I don't even know why I'm blocked, first of all. But I don't have no problem with them. So this is my idea. Originally, I was gonna say that you should be able to go into your block list and then just like toggle each individual person, whether or not they can trade for your pets or not. Mickey made a point saying that in game wise and through developing that it might be a little glitchy, too buggy, it's just too much, right? So, and I could just see that. So last time we had some big updates, but there were a lot of glitches going on, a lot of bugs, a lot of things it was chaotic, you know? But what I thought would be the best idea is because this only affects the series pets. You know what I mean? This does not affect every single pet. Like I was saying, if you just want a Dragwolf or a Lottogon or something, this only affects series pets. So when you put a pet up in the shop, this is where you usually would put a series pet. When you put your pet in the shop, you know how it already has all those toggle options, like, are you allowed to trade this pet for more gems, or is this pet allowed to be edited? Like, all of those toggles are already there. So I think we should just add a toggle right there that says this pet, blocked players cannot receive this pet, or something like that, you know? I'm not good with the words, but basically something like that. Put it there so that this way, if you created a Dragwolf and then you trade it off, hey, still those people can still have the Dragwolf and do their thing with it, or whatever pet, if it's a random pet or whatever, just because you created it, you know? But if it's one of your pet series where you really don't want people to be touching your stuff, then when you put it in the shop, that's where you toggle it on and off. And then this way, this whole blocked issue doesn't affect the majority of players, because The majority of players do not care about this rule. Matter of fact, majority of players don't like this rule. So if we change it to where it's in the shop and it's when the person puts their pet in the shop, I think that right there will just make it a lot better for everybody. And you'll be win-win on both sides, basically. That's my idea. Like, that's the way I think it would work out. And that's the way I would feel like it would be comfortable even for me, because, you know, like that person said, oh, I felt so bad. This rule is so harsh that I unblocked everybody. I felt the same way. I was like, dang. When the rule was first started and we did not have the toggle button, I was like, dang, I'm about to go and unblock everybody. Even though the main people that I block are people who were mean, either mean to me or just mean in general type people, you know, I still will let them have my pets. I'm not that cruel, you know, and I don't know. It just goes against that rule that if you trade your pet away, you traded it away. But I get, like, I think I told you guys, if you created a pet, you do always have full control over it to an extent. Like, this person, a red panda, they would have to give me permission to be on the picture list, which they did, but they would have to go out and give me this permission so that when I go to edit this pet, I can go to the shop right here and I can change his parts if I wanted to. So, but if I don't have the picture list, then I wouldn't be able to do that, right? And the person who creates the pet is the only person who can give away that picture list. So this is not something that's straying away from the true nature of the game, right? This is something that is of the game. So I like the idea of the rule. I just don't think it was thought out well enough. This is the thing. I feel like with this rule, they were only truly thinking about popular creators. They were not thinking about the little person. They were not thinking about the average player. And let's be real, there's more average players than there are popular creators because there's only so many popular creators. Yes, the popular creators kind of fuel the economy in a way because they get people wanting to play and wanting people to get more gems and to go buy more pets and stuff. It's kind of like celebrities. Without your fans,
she deserves
you're nothing. And if you're blocking all these people and you're restricting everybody from touching your pets, which I can totally get if you still want to do that. I just feel like you should be the one having to go in there and manually say, blocked people cannot receive this pet when you put it in the shop. Make it a chore for you. Since you want to take it to that extreme level, then you got to do the extreme work. That's just how I kind of see it. Like I said, I kind of don't like it, but at the same time, I understand it. And I feel like it is part of the Pixel Pets culture because, like I said, you know, when you create a pet, you kind of do always still have full control over it. I just feel like they took it a little bit to the extreme. Yeah, so this video is clearly going to be long because this is just something that I'm really passionate about, honestly. Like, I am really passionate about this because I love this game, and that I don't want people that I block to not have my pets, but it would be a cool feature for certain big reasons. Like I said, a scalper maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's a big thing. It's a real big thing, but what do you guys think? Am I alone in feeling this way? Do you guys feel like, I know, obviously, like what I said, I showed you guys some of the Discord messages, and there are some people who feel like me, like, this is just crazy. This is borderline destroying the game. And I don't know, it contradicts a couple of other rules. To me, it's a little extreme. You guys let me know what you think. I let you know what I think, and I gave you guys my resolution or my solution to the problem. That's my solution, I guess, what I suggest. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. There is more news. Like I said, there is more news. And I do plan on making some more videos. Try to look out for those, you guys. Yeah, but thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that I've been kind of slacking a little bit, but thank you guys for watching.